So this particular chapter is actually throwing light on Nelson Mandela, his struggle of apartheid. If you could recall your standard 9 days, we have did it about apartheid. What was it? It was, yes, of course, good. It was a system of racial discrimination and that was special to South Africa. Racial discrimination in different countries have been dealt under the different heads, but especially in South Africa there were a huge struggle by the blacks against the whites, and that was very heavy upon the blacks. If I could recall your memory, actually South Africa was being ruled by the Europeans, and the whites in South Africa stayed in South Africa as in India. India was also the colony of England. But on 15th August 1947, they left India and went back to England. So our political freedom was granted to us on 15th August 1947. So in India, what happened that after they had handed over the political freedom to us, they left the country in different ways, and ultimately eventually they left the country forever. Means those whites, those Britishers. But in South Africa, white population who ruled South Africa for a very long period of time to drain out the resource anywhere, wherever they went, these European powers, they established their rule. The purpose of their rule was to drain out the resources of the country, of that country. So they did everything. But in India, they left the country after handing freedom to us. But in Africa, they stayed there. Now, staying was not so difficult. Staying was not so, very heavy for anybody. But if the person who are staying is or are non-cooperative with the local people, that is very difficult. They were not only non-cooperative, they were very torturous also. What happened? That 3/4 of the South African population were of blacks. Quite obvious geographical condition. South Africa is an equatorial country, or the country of the equatorial region, and because of this climatic condition, they have the darkest skinned people. Okay, that is very natural and normal. There is nothing problematic into all these things. In your political science chapter, you would have studied about gender, religion and caste. Somebody is male, somebody is female, very natural it is. Somebody is tall, somebody is short, very natural it is once again. Somebody's skin color is white, somebody is black. Once again it is natural. These are all natural differences. But when one difference tends to dominate or overlaps over others, they convert into discrimination. And the word discrimination is when you are making any difference, sort out the difference. What you are doing actually, you are putting and segregating one thing another one side and another thing another side. So when you are differentiating, you are actually differentiate between X and Y. What you are doing actually. You are making a table first of all. You are making a divider. Okay. Then you are putting x somewhere, y somewhere, and then whatever the points or highlighted points of differences that is being given connected to that one, you are writing x features one side, y features one side. So when you are differentiating something, in other words, you are dividing something. Okay. But here the division is of different kind. When a particular difference, here the difference was of skin color. When a particular difference dominates over others, consider itself as superior, then the problem starts. Even the problem did not start when I consider myself superior. There is no problem whatsoever. If you are thinking, sir, I am better than you, fine, there is no problem. May God bless you, are better than me. But I am better than you and you are the worst. And because I am better than you, I deserve all greatness, all favors, all privileges. And because you are worst, I will be torturing you, I will dominate over you, I will not give you the rights that you actually deserve. Then the problem starts. Okay? That problem took place in South Africa. It was a very torturous problem. If you recall once again, there were a huge segregation. Everything literally was different for the whites and the blacks. The blacks cannot go into the white areas where they were living in unless the permit or permission was not granted. Okay, so they have a separate toilets, they have a separate churches, they have even the places of worship were different. They cannot avail the public facility if they were black in color. And if such a huge differences occurs in any society, the victim found himself or herself, or find rather, the victim finds himself or herself very difficult to go along or get along into the society. Okay. So overall the picture emerges that the blacks were very receiving the torturous group. They were exploited very badly into the hands of the white population. Fine. Somebody has to do something. There was a law, apartheid became a law, that was a system now. Now if anybody, if suppose in your country, there is any system and a particular rule has been made, there is any enactment is there, if that anybody working against, talking against, breaking or infringing that enactment or rule or law, that person will be considered as criminal and the act will be considered as crime. If it is a nation's policy, then if you are working against that policy, what will happen? You are working against the country. Okay? And anybody who are plotting or working against the country, that act is called treason. Means? Yes, anti-national activities. Correct? So, Nelson Mandela, in this autobiography, he is admitting that everything what he found, as anybody grows, suppose a child is taking the birth. Now, the child had taken the birth in the land of yours. When he or she has been growing up, they found no distinction, nothing as such. They want this entire land is mine. Wherever I wish, I'll go, because that grown-up child care damn about what is the system, what is the rule, what is whatever. He or she enjoys freedom of movement and doing and wishing and thinking anything as good as others are doing. But there was a problem. That is what it is been mentioned here in his autobiography. What the problem was? The problem was that you want to move freely, fine, because by birth you think it is your birthright to do whatever you wish, to move wherever you want. You are living, you have taken the birth in a free air and you have every right to act in a free air, live in a free air and behave the way you want to behave. But once the restriction was there, when you come back, when that very child grows to maturity, attains the adulthood, then he or she would understand that no, this is not my land. Because I have taken birth in a black family, this land belongs to actually white, and anything that I am doing or I am wanting to do, I cannot perform my things to my freedom simply because there are plenty of restrictions for the blacks by the whites. Now this mismatch sometimes gives you the motivation to resent against the system. You have grown, you have lived a life so far which in your opinion was free and full of freedom. Wherever you want, you went. Whatever you wanted, you did. Okay. But when you are coming back to the realistic aspect of life, for education, for job, for employment, you are finding there were huge distinctions. Okay. And now you cannot adjust to, because your mindset was or was acclimatized to, was accustomed to, adapted to the freedom, but the reality that freedom was not granted. Okay, so that not for everybody, but a great person like Nelson Mandela, it became a source of resentment. He thought that he's admitting in his autobiography, which is called The Long Walk to Freedom, and long walk is simple because he himself was then put into jail for how many years? 28 long years. Okay, in the most dreadful prison that we had studied last year in your SST, not in English, in your SST, that is Robben Island, which was one of the dreadful prisons of the world. Okay, as Guantanamo Bay in Cuba was there, one another. We have in India that Port Blair called Kalapani, okay, cellular jail. All these were infamous for brutality on their custodians, on their or anybody who they have been imprisoned, or on their prisoners, to put it simple. Okay. Anyway, Nelson Mandela's effort of African National Congress, in African National Congress, there were many internal activities took place. Internationally also, the international community also denied this one as the most disgraceful act in the civilized world. Today we are living in a democratic world. Anything happen in any part of the world, any corner of the globe, which is denying humanity or human right to the people of their country, their territory, their area, the world community denounce that one, criticize that one, and take every possible step to stop and uproot that particular inhumanity. Okay. So this is what we are living in. Not only is the matter, you cannot close your eyes or you cannot shut the door on others by telling that or saying that it is my or our internal matter. Who are you to intervene? Okay. Suppose in your house you are being fighting and some sort of a domestic violence, God forbid, it must not be there. But then if some domestic violence takes place, something, then you could see in the village area, even the neighborhood comes and try to pacify the things. Why? It is a matter of two persons fighting against each other, but when the matter comes into the public, it is the neighbors even think that we are living in a civilized society. So any sort of below par activities or conduct by any person is disgraceful. It must be blocked, and that is a common psychology in a civilized world. Okay. So because of internal efforts by African National Congress, they kept on protesting against this system, and once you are protesting against the system, doing anything against the system, as I have told, because the system was being made, it was considered as treachery, and he was charged for treason, put into the jail for along with his how many members? 7 members. This is all fresh in your memory. Now then coming against all this backdrop, finally South Africa got independent. Today is where I am going to swear in as the first black president of South Africa. Who am I? Nelson Mandela. Okay. The entire world community, I have given the invitations to everybody to please come on the swearing ceremony of mine. Everybody honored me by their presence. They all came also, and that is also a great achievement for a country which was highly infamous in the world for wrong reasons. The reason was that as a country which is uncivilized, there is a discrimination, blacks and whites are fighting against each other, they don't have any freedom. So for all wrong reasons, you were popular, you were known by others, but then your popularity was for wrong reasons, not right reasons. Everybody wants to keep a distance from you. And today, the same person, the great leaders of the world community are being present there on the swearing ceremony of Nelson Mandela as president. Now he was going to give the speech, and while giving the speech, he is acknowledging everybody's effort. Of course, somebody is being given the prize and acknowledgement, but it was not the single person, or he was not solely responsible for freeing South Africa from the clutches of apartheid. There were many along with him. So he is recalling the names of those who had efforted. Okay, today luckily I am alive, and because my country became independent, somebody has to become something. I have been assigned the task of becoming the president of India to rule the country and to take the country on the path of development and progress. But those 7 who were also charged for treason were put in jail. They also were inflicted great treatment or tortures. Okay, not great treatment, that is for wrong reason all. They were also exploited, they were also tortured, even the water was not given to them, the food was not given to them. Okay, so because of inhuman treatment and because of the subsistence crisis inside the prison, physical, mental torture, he was lucky to survive. He endured all these things. Endurance is what? Surviving the difficult condition. So he survived the difficult situation, but not everybody is strong enough to survive. I keep on beating you, torturing you, everybody of you. Okay, all of you sitting over here, but somebody is mentally and physically strong may survive that torture. Somebody may succumb to that. Okay, succumb to that torture, may die also. So, but those who died, those who became martyred, for example, Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India, independent India. But in the making of India, in freeing India, it was not Jawaharlal Nehru only who had efforted. There were many who had led their lives. Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Raja, there were plenty. This list is sort of a never-ending list. If you start recalling them, you cannot even pronounce the name of everybody. There were somebody very famous, but each and every effort collectively resulted into the freedom of the nation. So today, of course, I have been made the president or prime minister of the country, but the entire credit should not be given to me. I owe my allegiance, commitment to all my comrades, all my friends who have done many things in the past. Okay, who had shared the tortures, mind torture. Okay, so I must not forget him. Entire thing he was been acknowledging on this one, on this day, and that is what is the extract from that long walk to freedom. Now, the book is there or not. So far, the summary I have given. But if you read out. Okay, I'm reading it out for you. That is what before you read he's been telling. So two things is been sure here. Apartheid was the system that was there in South Africa, which was very torturous, inhuman. Second, he endured apartheid, that is Nelson Mandela. Under his leadership, African National Congress struggled hard, and because of the internal pressure and external pressure, both internal activities for freedom and external pressure, finally South Africa got rid of apartheid, and he was to be made the president of South Africa. In fact, he was the first black president of South Africa. Let us see about that. Now, he is, on that day he is telling, you see, 10th May dawned bright and clear. 10th May, dawn means beginning, morning. It was all the today's morning on that day. Things were very bright, it was all clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil, and that is what he is telling. Okay, so for the last few days I was very busy. Why I was very busy? Okay, today's morning was a very pleasant morning. Why is it so? Because today's morning is the red letter day. Something very magnificent and something historical is going to take place in South Africa. Today a new chapter in the South African history is going to be written, and he was to be sworn in as the president of South Africa. Later he became and after that he became the first president of South Africa. But then day before these days, few days before, it was a very hectic schedule for me. I was all engaged, receiving and welcoming all international leaders because they were being invited on the swearing ceremony. Swearing is what? Shapath Grahan jisko kehte hain. Okay, SWEAR, swear in ceremony. Okay, on this day, Shapath lena hai meko that I need to take the oath and pledge for the sake of nation, for I'm dedicating myself for the development of the country. लेकिन उस पर्टिकुलर दिन के लिए मैंने बहुतों को बुलाया है, बहुत लोगों को इनवाइट किया है मैंने. तो जिनको जिनको इनवाइट किया है उनको सबको तो शेल्टर और हार्बर देना पड़ेगा मेरे को. तो फर्स्ट फ्यू डेज मेरे लिए बहुत ही हेक्टिक था. एंड अभी तक के साउथ अफ्रीका के सॉइल पर, बिकॉज दैट एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू, South Africa so far before this incident was being infamous as the land of discrimination, apartheid. Okay, there were many multicolored people living in South Africa, and it is the fact in anywhere. White population, blacks and colored, if you could remember. Yes. South African population on the basis of color we have been divided into three categories. Among the colored category were some of those Indians also who came there and settled over there. Okay, so first of all white people, then we have a whitish people who are not so white and not so black, that they were all put under the colored population, and the blacks who were the native indigenous population of South Africa. So such a huge discrimination in South Africa on the basis of color. But today South Africa is acknowledged as what? As rainbow nation. What is rainbow? In rainbow there are also plenty of colors. 7 colors goes on to make the, if you visualize all the colors separately in a distinctive way, they may not look, this is blue, this is red, okay, fine. But they have their own singular identity. But when you merge them together, they will give you the look of a rainbow. And that is very beautiful to look at. What I mean to say, that multicolored nation that we have been denounced by international communities, hated by international communities for the system called apartheid, is started being acknowledged as the most beautiful nation in the world. That is what they had done, something magnificent. Okay, Tomorrow we are going to take some of the steps and making some policies that will put us under the category of great nation, the great person. But then today is something else, and that is what he is talking about. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union Building in Pretoria. Okay, amphitheatre is what? A building, huge campus without any roof. Open रहता था, चारों तरफ से घेरा हुआ है. स्टेडियम ओपन स्टेडियम जैसा है आज की डेट. ठीक है, तो चारों तरफ से एंड इसी जगह पर हम लोगों को क्या करना है, यहीं पर शपथ ग्रहण समारोह होना है, where the leaders of international community as well as great persons or many invitees from South Africa were to assemble, and they will become the witness of something very, for the first time, unusual, pleasantly unusual going to happen in South Africa. Okay, for decades this had been the seat of white supremacy, and now it was the site of rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. And this is another very important thing. Each and everything he is trying to connect some sort of emotion into that. Till yesterday, there were many official gatherings taken place in past also here. It is not only the first time that some sort of public event is going to be organized. ये स्टेडियम में पहले भी बहुत सारी बातें हुई होंगी, बहुत सारी मीटिंग हुई होंगी, बहुत सारे शोज अरेंज किए गए होंगे, ठीक है. But then all of them were being arranged by the white government, white people, and it was all the indicator of white supremacy. Wherever, whatever the whites were doing, the white clubs, white meeting, white halls, white amphitheaters, they were all reserved for and preserved also, not only reserved. Nobody else other than the whites can use them, can go them. So that was the structure of the supremacy of, this is what, this is President House. अब ये प्रेसिडेंट हाउस है, तुम आसपास से गुजर जाओ, देख लो, सब चीज ठीक है, लेकिन दैट पर्टिकुलर बिल्डिंग इज एन इंडिकेटर ऑफ समथिंग वेरी एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी which is not for the public appearance, which is not for the public use. You cannot go there unless you are not been permitted. And on a very special occasion, on a very special case, in a very particular area, you can sometimes be permitted, but that is not usual. Okay, so this is all happened. तो ये जो बिल्डिंग है, एक बहुत बड़ी बात है. कभी कभी इमोशंस को इस तरह से मान लो, थोड़ी देर के लिए यहाँ पे प्रिंसिपल सर का चेयर बैठा हुआ लगा हुआ है, तुम्हारे क्लास में चेयर लगा रहता है टीचर का, मान लो थोड़ी देर के लिए आकर के बैठते हो, कभी नहीं बैठते. वाई? बिकॉज दैट इज द चेयर. और अगर बैठे तो ठीक है, बैठे कोई. दिस इज, अब तक दिस चेयर वॉज बीन ऑक्यूपाइड बाय, द चेयर इज नॉट ओनली समथिंग, द चेयर इज एक्चुअली एन इंडिकेटर ऑफ सम पावर. This is what the chair. Chair is not a chair, just not an article. It is something, an indicator of something very great. So anybody sitting there can feel something that, okay, now I am the principal, now I am the anything for that matter, which chair you are occupying. Okay. So similarly, this amphitheater became the witness of many events so far, but all those events were writing the supremacy of the whites for the first time. Multicolored people, everybody is being given the permission to come here, to stay here and witness the event that is going to take place. So when multicolored are assembling at a place, a sort of rainbow appearances, so that is what he's been presenting everything in a positive way. On that day, that is 10th May he was talking about, okay, on that day, that was a lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zinani. He's talking about, because I have told this long walk to freedom is the name of the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. I kept on repeating here, please concentrate. So it is the autobiography, and what is autobiography? How can you define autobiography? Anybody? Make it complete, not half. Simple sentence. Life story of a person by himself or herself. Okay, that is autobiography. In Hindi we call it Atma Katha. Okay, so this is autobiography, and in autobiography I'm talking about everything about myself. Okay, so on that day I was accompanied by, followed by my daughter Zinani on the podium, on the stage. Okay, Mr. D. Clark was first sworn in as the second deputy president. These are all the names important because after Nelson Mandela, Mr. Clark became the president of South Africa. Okay, so अब चला शपथ ग्रहण चल रहा है भाई, तो सबसे पहले शपथ दिलाया गया as the first deputy president of South Africa, Mr. Clark, Mr. D. Clark. Then he's telling one after another. Then Thabo Mbeki, he also later on became the president of South Africa. He was sworn in as the first deputy president. Then Mbeki was the first. He was the second deputy president, then the first deputy president, and then the president would be. When it was my turn, दो deputy president हुए, एक मिस्टर क्लार्क पहले, सेकेंड डेप्यूटी प्रेसिडेंट, उसके बाद फर्स्ट डेप्यूटी प्रेसिडेंट जिनका नाम था थाबो म्बेकी. सामने किताब है लेकिन नहीं ध्यान देंगे सर, कहाँ रहते हैं समझ में नहीं आता है. और अब मेरा टर्न है, नाउ इट इज माय टर्न, मेरे को शपथ लेना है. ओके, मैं बहुत इमोशनल हो गया एंड इट वाज वेरी वेरी क्वाइट easy for a person who had the dream in the life to first of all make the country free from the clutches of inhuman practice of apartheid. He played a very important role and thankfully he was survived. He was today alive to see the country as an independent country, which is a very rare thing. Okay, अगर आप किसी सिस्टम के अगेंस्ट में काम कर रहे हैं तो आपके मारे जाने की संभावना ज्यादा है. ठीक है, many people led their life in order to make the country free. Very few people were good enough to, lucky enough to survive, to enjoy the fruit of freedom. Okay, so that happens in any country. In India also a lot of martyrs attained the martyrdom. बहुत लोग शहीद हुए. उनके शहीद उनके अपना जीवन देने की वजह से, because they led their life for the sake of the nation, we are today enjoying the freedom. So that is why we should sometimes respect them also. हम लोगों ने कोई काम नहीं किया, हम लोग को बना बनाया मिल गया. घूमते थे तो भी मार खाता था, कोई बाहर घूमता था तो there were huge tortures, they survived, but they were ready to survive. What in your history book you would have studied about Jallianwala Bagh incident. क्या कर रहा था तुम लोग? कुछ नहीं. वहां पे बैसाखी फेयर था, तुम लोग बैठ करके वहां पर फेयर के बारे में, मेला के बारे में बहुत कम लोग थे जो वहां पे पॉलिटिकल बात कर रहे थे. ज्यादातर कौन था? इनोसेंट वुमेन एंड चिल्ड्रन. और वो लोग आया और गोली मार करके खत्म कर दिया. तो जिस पर्टिकुलर अपने देश में, अपने शहर में जहां पर तुमको चलना बोलना बैठने की आजादी नहीं थी, वहां पे लोग मरने के लिए तैयार हुए और उनके शहीद होने की वजह से तुम आजाद हुए या हम आजाद हुए. तो इट इज आवर ड्यूटी टू एटलीस्ट ऑनर दैट फ्रीडम. Okay? So that is what the feeling he is trying to share here. It is not only because of me. Please don't give me the credit, and that is only a very great, humble, down-to-earth person can say. Because we know about this Nelson Mandela. He was a great person and he did many things for the sake of the freedom of South Africa and the progress. And today, if South Africa is today acknowledged as a rainbow nation, most peaceful nation, thanks to the Constitution of South Africa, and in the making of Constitution, the vision of Nelson Mandela cannot be ignored. Okay, he himself was imprisoned for 28 long years. He survived many tortures. So he was a great person by any standard. And saying something very humble कि मेरे को क्या क्रेडिट दे रहे हो, मेरे साथ तो बहुत लोग थे. ठीक है, तो ये और भी बड़ी बात है. एक बड़े लोग ही बोल सकते हैं जो विशाल सोच के रहते होंगे. That is what I pledge to obey and uphold the Constitution. जो शपथ में बोला जाता है कि I am taking the pledge today that okay, whatever my duty as the president for the country will be there assigned to me. Who is assigning the duty in a democratic country to any office bearers? The Constitution, that rule book. So whatever is being ruled out on me, whatever is been expected from me, being the president of the country, I take the pledge to uphold everything, and I will try to give everything whatever is been. I will devote myself to the well-being of this Republic of South Africa and the people of South Africa. Okay. To the assembled guests, वहाँ पे जितने लोग थे जो वॉच कर रहे थे, उनको इन्होंने ये भाषण दिया. कहा क्या, ये पढ़ लेते हैं आज फिर. Today all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Okay, we are today giving, conferring is to give something. What is happening over there? क्या हो गया? क्या करता है यार? Okay, out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud, and that is what he is telling. अभी तक ह्यूमन डिजास्टर के हिस्ट्री में जितना भी डिजास्टर्स हुआ, उसमें से अपार्थाइड वाज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट heinous crime that was being done by anybody into the power. Okay, so अब हम लोग उन चीजों को छोड़ करके एक नया, so we are proud that we have over these years we struggled against humanity, inhumanity, and finally the humanity is born. We are proud of it. We who were outlaws not so long ago, everybody जिनको कानून था ही नहीं, outlaws means were not under the law. Anything that we were been doing were been considered as treason. मैंने बात किया कि ये भेदभाव क्यों होता, हम भी रोड पर चलेंगे. That I think today is a democratic right. Till yesterday was not been authorized to us कि आप उधर नहीं जा सकते हो. That is reserved area. You cannot go and take the water from that well, because नियम बना दिया आपने कि that particular water in the well is been reserved for upper caste people, as in the case of India. That church, that temple is actually been reserved for the whites, and you cannot go there. So all these laws were being made. So till yesterday, we the blacks of South Africa were outlawed, and today we are all the part of it. So have today been given a rare privilege to host to the nation of the world on our own soil. Okay. So this is what he is telling कि अभी तक कल तक हम लोगों को राइट ऑफ कर दिया गया था, और आज हम लोग अपने ही सॉइल पर देखो ये सारा का सारा चीज कर रहे हैं. एंड वी आर गेटिंग अ रेयर प्रिविलेज. टिल यस्टरडे यू पीपल वर बीन टेलिंग गेट आउट ऑफ हियर, एंड द सेम पीपल फ्रॉम द इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी टुडे आर बीन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड बाय अस, इनवाइटेड बाय अस, एंड दीज गाइज आर बीन गिविंग मी द ऑनर और अस द ऑनर बाय एक्सेप्टिंग दैट इन्विटेशन ऑल्सो. ओके, so we thank all of you. He's telling we thank all of you for our distinguished international guests, for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is after all a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. So you people are of international community, these great leaders of different parts of the world, the different countries of the world are today coming and sitting here and giving us the honor. Is actually you are supporting the justice, you are supporting humanity, you are supporting dignity, because over the years we have struggled for that, and today we have achieved that one also. So we have at last achieved our political emancipation. So today we got rid of all those bondages, and today we have uplifted, getting rid of anything. Emancipated means getting onto the higher position. You have been freed from all the bondages is the emancipation. So politically we are today freed. Okay, we pledge, we are taking shapath, we are swearing in, okay, to liberate all our people from the containing bondage of. So this is political freedom we got, but we are still under the clutches of poverty, we are still under the clutches of of deprivation, means denying some facilities to sufferings are there. There are gender discriminations also, or any other discrimination. Today, we are free from the black and white discrimination. Having said that, every discrimination of all kind has been today. There is still, say for example, on 15th August 1947, India became politically free. But still there are the upper caste people, upper class, lower caste, there are still some sort of discrimination going on. Okay, caste and class both. So I place that we will be collectively, as we got rid of apartheid, we will be definitely in future get rid of these things also. Today we are trying to do that. Never, never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. And taking the place on the same day that as whites exploited us when they were in power, today we are in power, we will not take revenge. That is also one of the places I am taking. Till yesterday I kept on torturing you. And today, if you have been getting the power, the chances of that you want to reverse the same torture on me. But then he is telling that because we are in power, whatever happened in the past, the oppression, the exploitation, the torture, we are not going to repeat, and we are not allowing anybody to repeat, and we will be making the law of that kind. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. So this great achievement of humanity, we got rid of apartheid, the humanity has been victorious today, winner today, and we will be keeping it alive till our last breath. So that is what we are committing ourselves, and this is what he said on the day of his swearing ceremony before the international community. Let it be today.